In this clip, we want to talk about program filters. And to do that, you need the programs form. And the filters have to do with both program fields and scheduled instance of program fields. So the filter function is on this third page where the program instances appear, and the filter will be applied to the list of scheduled program instances that appear on this page. The filters that are created here can also be used in other contexts, most specifically in the associated program drop-down lists that appear in several different forms throughout CSST, the most significant of which is probably the one on the service delivery form. To create filters here, we're going to use the Limit by Current button again, and if you haven't already seen the video clips on creating filters for clients, you should take a look at that series. And then there's another another video clip rather, on building filters for service delivery records, which is that last one is very similar to what is going to occur here. And we assume that you've have some knowledge of how filter builders in CSST work in general. So if you have not seen those earlier sets of video productions, you should take a look at those probably before you continue with this one. The Limit by Current button can be clicked to put in effect a filter that you have previously selected, and that must be one that had been created using the same button previously by a system administrator and saved as a name set. Or you can right-click, and again this option now is available only if you're logged in as system administrator level access, level 9 global access on CSST, and then choose the create or edit a filter, and you will get the program's filter builder. This filter builder works just the same way as all the other filter builders in CSST, with a couple of relatively minor exceptions. Like the more specific filter builders for service delivery and home energy assistance and logic models and so forth, this one does not have separate drop-down lists for table selection and field selection. The table and field selection is combined into a single drop-down list, and in this case we don't distinguish between program fields and program instance fields, other than that I will tell you that all of the first fields in this list, starting at the top of the list and going down through program subcategory, are program table fields. Then the last 5 fields in the list, starting with start date and including end date, provider location, and status, are program instance fields. So you can choose any one of these, and you see that the one that we have up here selected now is provider, is like A1, and that A1 of course is a code, and you can see the list of values that are available to you in the database for that window by clicking the values button. So it will show you the plain English language description of who that provider is, and the code of course then is on the left. So if we choose one of these, say OK, it will replace the code that we have in that conditions window with the value from that list. And then of course it's just a matter of either using the add to list or the edit list button to change. In the case of the edit list button, it will change the selected item in the selection criteria list below, or you can choose the add to list button to add it to and create another line in that selection criteria list. So let's try an example here. So if we wanted to for example, that's my UPS telling me that we're having a power surge. If we wanted to filter the scheduled instances by start date, and we could choose then the comparison will be is as opposed to is not, and we'll use between, and then we get 2 dates. And so we can let's set this one back to 2011. And then we've got this one as October of today's date, actually. And we'll choose Edit List so that it replaces the criteria that we had in there previously. And then we can use the Test button to test that and make sure that we've got records that meet that criteria. And the message, of course, pop-up message tells us that we do. And then we can either apply it, or we can save it and apply it. We can save and exit, save and continue, and cancel all the buttons across the bottom. The apply will do just that. The save and apply will save it as a name set, and the name of the set is the entry in this title box. So we should change that now to something that makes some sense. So start date. And we'll just say October 2011 to October 2013, and then click Save and Apply. And we now have a listing of all of the scheduled program instances in the list that meet that criteria, and the Limit by Current button shows with a red label indicating that a filter is in effect, and the name of the filter, greatly truncated because of lack of space on this particular form, appears next to it. Keep in mind that whenever filter conditions are applied, including this one, which is based on dates, it still will give you only those records that appear that comply with the between dates that are shown in this more global, if you will, set of dates at the top of the page. So we could conceivably have dates in our filter, entries in our filter list with dates that do not appear between these two dates. Now, obviously, these two dates are set to a very wide range from 1950 through the year 2037. So that limitation would not be in effect here. Okay, the other thing and then to remove the filter, of course, you click the button, it removes the filter. Now, if I click the button again, it will put that same filter back in effect. And in fact, if I close the form, and even close out of CSST and reopen the form, go back to this page and just click now on the Limit by Current button, it will put that filter, that same filter in effect. So the system remembers for you as a logged in CSST user what filter you had in effect on this page the last time you opened the form, and clicking the button without doing anything else, the Limit by Current button will put that same set of filter conditions back into effect.